Good morning to you. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd. I am in lovely Munich, Germany today. It is about almost 8 o'clock, about 7:52 in the morning out here, which means it's about 1:52 in the morning back home in New Jersey. But here I am on the first half of my vacation. We've gone through a whole bunch of Oktoberfest events over at the festivals nearby, and so far it's been lovely. Been having a great time, walking around the city, seeing some of the old sights, and on top of that, getting to some of the local fare. So, but I have to stay on top of things, so I certainly brought my pen with me. I have everything I want to tell you, but unfortunately, one thing I cannot tell you is what my current weight is today. There is nowhere around here that I can actually find a scale, even hoping it would be, in US pounds and not just kilograms. And then on top of that, was it calibrated as well as mine back home? So at least back home, I have a scale that is very consistent. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. So I know I'm using the exact same like tear on the scale itself. But unfortunately, I got nothing to go by, so I'm going to do the best I can. Um, I will say, I had to put on the lederhosen because I'm probably not going to wear this much at all the rest of my life. So I figured one last time to mark the occasion for you and for myself. Um, I will say though that as opposed to the last 17 weeks or so that I've been doing such a thing, um, being out here, there has been a higher caloric intake than has usually been happening. But then again, I'm on vacation, so it's going to happen. I make the best of it. I just wish I had something to measure it to see if I was even doing better or worse or not. So I might have to wait a full 2 weeks before I find out what the repercussions is of everything I'm doing here, or even all the glory that I can walk home with. But I will say, I mean, there's so much to do around here. Got a couple pictures to show you real quick. But oh, I thought I had this first one all queued up and ready to go. Here you go. So everywhere we go, and granted, not exactly eating 3 meals a day to begin with, but whenever we go to one of these tents, these are the types of beers that we get there. These are full on flagons. They're huge. But one thing you keep hearing people talk about is beer in Germany is a lot different than beer in America. Different standards. They don't have a lot of preservatives in there, a lot of additional chemicals and things of that nature. So, you know, I hate to use the term a healthier beer, but it probably is. And we'll see what that actually does. I mean, you have like two or three of those a day. That's going to add up to the waistline if you don't do it too smart. But in the meantime, here's a picture of what the local Bavarian pretzels look like. I mean, I got a fork here in this photo for just for scale. Now, granted, one person doesn't eat this whole thing. We're here 7 people, 4 adults, 3 kids, and we can go through one or two of these at one sitting, but like no more than two, and maybe sometimes not even finishing the whole second one. But it's enough to feed enough. As far as the local fare is concerned, meat, tons and tons of meat just gets put on plates in front of you. That just is amazing. But like I said, probably only having like 2 full meals a day. We might snack on one of those pretzels and a beer, but otherwise, it doesn't seem like a snacking kind of thing, at least for me. But I will say, to top it off on the other side of the equation, while I am not hitting gyms or exercising, we're walking. We're doing tons of walking out here. I don't do like a Fitbit or anything that kind of watchy kind of thing to find out how many steps we're taking, but some of the women are. And I will say, they said one day we're doing like 7 miles, next day we're doing 10 miles. So you got to figure we flew in here Saturday, did a little bit. So it's been 3 days of 7 to 10 mile walking days, which is something I generally do not do at home. So that's got to be something. On top of which, when I'm wearing this thing out there, I've got these like heavy work boots that I'm walking around in too. So they're a good pound and a half, 2 pounds each foot to begin with. I Meant to bring them over here and show you as we were doing it, but not to worry. But in the meantime, I was able to get my pen through. I'm going to do everything I have to do and maintain my schedule. So I had checked around, and unfortunately, we didn't have anything like hand sanitizer or something to really wash the injection site. So I just soap and watered it and made sure everything was all nice and clean. So let me dial this puppy right in. I got my 1 milligram already. Got my tip all sitting here. Got my belly all ready. And I will say, even doing my little pinch to get this injection in there, I like what I'm feeling here. I really am. It's not as solid. It's a little loose, but it's smaller, and that's what I want. So here it goes. Clickety click. It's all done. So I'm still maintaining the schedule. I'm still maintaining a good attitude for this as well. So hopefully that'll be pretty good. Really don't have too much to add as far as like I said. There's a lot of meat, a bunch of beer, a lot of walking, and sights to see. So I will say though that going to these beer tents that everyone has their events in out here in one particular fairground has been just amazing to see. I mean, these things are huge edifices and it's packed with like thousands of people. And the waitresses are going by with those huge like 7 mugs per hand or whatever. It's amazing. I'm glad we're doing this. And on top of that, we actually checked ahead of time. So we're always, you always hear those stories about when you go vacation somewhere, don't drink the water or watch out the water, this, that, and the other. And we checked it out. Apparently, Munich water's not that bad. They say it doesn't have the strict guidelines that are followed by American water as far as how much has to be treated or fluoride induced or whatever the case may be. But they say the water here actually doesn't have the necessity to be cleaned as much as certain waters are in America. So, you know, should be a fine thing. I don't want to see myself in the bowl later on for, bad water in my system, but we'll see how everything goes. In the meantime, nice, short, and sweet. I'm going to leave it here. Like I said, any questions, come on and ask. I'll be very diligent in coming back to you. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in one more week. All right? Bye-bye now.